morning, and welcome to Let's Play, where we play games in my Steam and GOG library. And today we're taking another quick look at Gloria Victis. Only this time we're going to be focused on the crafting aspect of the game. Okay, like the fact that it does take some very specific tools to do certain crafting, which, to be fair, is common for any game. But let's talk about how slow crafting is, for one. It takes forever to do something as simple as gather some wood. Is this bad? From a time perspective, kind of, yeah. But from a realism perspective, it's probably still a lot faster than chopping down a tree in real life. And no, you can't actually chop down a tree. The only trees you're chopping are ones that are already on the ground. I guess that's not that bad. It also keeps the landscape from looking like it's been clear cut every 5 seconds. Because let's be honest, we do that all the time in New World. You'll go into New World and the place will look like it's been raised. Oop. Let me grab this. At least that little lynx cub stays over there now. I always hated having to run away from it. Not because I can't kill it, but because I don't really want to kill it. Alright, so let's do something. We're going to take a look at some of the crafting stations. So we have the Villager's Workshop, which, as you can see, you can use to make campfires. And campfires are pretty basic. They don't take many materials at all. 1 common wood and 10 wood billets. So you would definitely get your wood billets out of 1 common wood. So chopping down a tree would get you a campfire. You can also do iron lumps here. You can do kneaded clay. And if it says you can't craft something, either you don't have the materials, or this isn't the right crafting station. And of course, if it has a question mark by it, it's something you don't know the recipe for yet. Speaking of recipes, we found the recipe for a light bordiche. So I'm going to go ahead and learn that. Got some mimites. We can turn that into iron lumps, which, like I said, we can do here. Or we can take it over to the campfire. And, of course, here's my campfire. If you place a campfire in the world, it is your campfire. Nobody else can use it. And we have an iron lump here that's from last time. You have to bellow the fire to get it started. I have some charcoal as fuel. You can also use wood billets as fuel. There's probably a couple other things you can use. And I guess you can also decrease the temperature if you wish. But yeah. Alright. Let's go back into the campfire. One thing I don't like is you have to actually... You can't just go back in. So we can roast venison here, which we don't have any of. We can roast poultry meat, beef, zander, pork, exquisite venison, carp, and herring. And of course, it goes on and on. You also can reheat food, which, speaking of food, the food I had has turned into fertilizer again. You can also do iron lumps from scrap. So if you get, open that up. If you get iron scraps, every 3 iron scraps can be turned into an iron lump. And quicklime requires limestone. Alright, so that's your campfire. You don't do a ton here, but you do most of your cooking at it, which doesn't make sense. It used to be you could come over here. Oh, let me go ahead and grab this. Because, like I said, I will gather the herbs and sell them and make a little coin. Although they can be used for other things, I guess brewing beers, making bandages, which I can't do yet because I don't have any honey. Let me go ahead and sell this stuff off. I have lots of seeds, so I can sell the seeds too. Doesn't make you a ton of coin, but every little bit counts. And he sells you food. Speaking of food, go ahead and get rid of the fertilizers. Got some mushrooms here and some distilled wine and some olives that I found somewhere. Which I ate a few of them, but I turned some of them into oil too. Go ahead and come over here where there are 2 other workstations. So you used to be able to use the hearth to do your cooking. And where is that under? Cooking and herbalism. But recipe can only be crafted. So if you look here, you can make your campfire just about anywhere. Can't craft. Don't know the recipe. There's a lot of things I don't know the recipe for. Can't craft because I don't have the cereal on me. But it used to be you could do all your roasting in here. And now you can't. You also have an herbalist workshop here. Which, herbalism. No, this is the same place. Now you can do this stuff here. Except, like I said, to make a simple compress, you need 1 herb, 1 canvas, and 10 honey, which I don't have. And that's another thing. Finding some of the materials can be quite challenging. And it's probably going to be a lot easier once I know where beehives are. But for now, I don't know, so... The stump. You can use the stump for making wood billets, charcoal, bark, and some other things. Finished common wood even, which I could do, except I only have like 3 oil. I'm not wasting them on it. Weaponsmith workshop. So we go under weapons. You can make steel bars here. Actually, no, you can't. It says this recipe can only be crafted using the following player-built workshops: furnace, bloomery, or a metallurgic furnace. Now, if you go under engineering, where is it? You can see the furnace takes a lot of crafting level to make. So you have to be crafting 32 to 45 in engineering to make one. A metallurgic furnace is even higher, 54 to 67. A bloomery even is 12 to 25, and I am only at level 3 in engineering. I have the materials to make a bloomery. It's a very basic recipe. clay, water. But I don't have the skill yet. And in order to make the steel bar that I need to make a carpentry table, I need a bloomery. And about the only way you're going to make a bloomery is to level up engineering, which means you're going to be making a whole lot of low-level stuff. So let's see how many points I get for this. I don't think it's much. Yeah, I got 22 points for making those nails. So, crafting is going to be a very slow and tedious process. And I think is there another crafting station here? No, there's a weaponsmith here. Let's see if he has any recipes. And that's another thing. You have to go around to different people to learn recipes. So we want recipes, weapon forging. Well, let's pick up the recipe for a recruit's longsword. Another thing, I will point it out when I buy the bowstrings recipe. Right click to learn, but the very first thing on the list is not learn itself. So if you're in a rush, you may accidentally sell back what you just bought, and you're not going to get nearly as much coin for selling it back as you got for buying it. So that's something to be careful about. Short spear. I will buy that one. It's a little more expensive. We already know the knife and wood cutter axe recipe, iron ore smelting. Reflex bow, we do not know. So we'll buy that one. And as you see, as you go, recipes get more expensive, which is common in MMOs. Long axe, I will buy that one. You can also find recipes in the world on mobs, in reinforced chests, etc., etc. And I'm going to go ahead and enough recipes for the moment. The herbalist also has some recipes. We'll go talk to him real quick. Show me your goods. Recipes. Cooking and herbalism. As you can see, for the most part, we know all these recipes. You go down here, you have scrambled eggs, bread, Wysant. And another thing about the game, a lot of these things you'll see a recipe and then it'll say temporary empty description, because a lot of these things, despite the game going live, they're not quite finished yet. I will buy the scrambled egg and the bread recipe. Alright, engineering recipes are in here too. Tent, campfire, and a novice fishing rod. Alright, so there's that about crafting. And oh, I did level up. Let's put 2 in strength, 2 in constitution, and 1 in dexterity. And we have 2 points we can spend here. We are going to put both of them into athlete because, well, to be honestly, the stamina, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of running, is going to be important. And in my case, I'd probably be doing a lot of running. Now, let's talk about some of the problems that arose from the launch of the game, shall we? Unfortunately, the game has been out in early access for a while. as far as somewhere between 6 and 8 years, this has been in early access. However, I don't know what changes they made or anything. The official launch has been plagued with problems. One of the big ones I've noticed from reading the forums, and yes, we are looking at the forums right now, is firewall issues. So people have had problems connecting to the game thanks to their firewall. The second issue has been character creation and loading. People have found themselves stuck loading or creating a new character. So neither of these is an auspicious start to a video game. And one is directly involving connecting, which is really bad if it's an MMO. And the other one, of course, if you can't make a character, if you can't log your character in, that's not so good either. So that is probably the number 1 and 2 issue I see here in the discussions. Of course, there are several people who have brought up the fact that character movement and combat feels a little janky. I can't even argue with that. It does not always feel very fluid. In fact, I am not really sure I'm all that keen on the way my character runs. It looks a little silly. Oh, I will let you have that one. Okay. Oh, look. It's a mob. Where are you going, mob? Ha! He's running away. Oh, he's going back to his spot. He's resetting. Well, let's follow him. And finish what we started here. And what did he give us? Some outcast boots. Well, I'll use those to make a little extra coin. But yeah, back to what we were saying. In character movement does feel a little eh. I mean, I guess that's the best way I could put it. Eh? And you know what? While we're thinking about it, do I have what I need to make a sickle? Of course, you have your usual questions about the game. One that has come up a couple of times involves the PvP. And people have asked if the PvP is mandatory and or is there PvE content in the game. And the answer is, well, I mean, from somebody who's played without doing a single bit of PvP, at least at the beginning of the game, the PvP isn't necessary. If you choose to PvE your way through the game, you can do that. At the end game, it does sound like the majority of the content involves PvP. But that doesn't mean that it's 100% PvP. You might actually have some PvE content at the end. I don't know. Okay, we're looking for tools. Sickle. Let's search for sickle. Novice sickle. Under engineering. We need 3 limonite. Oh. hold on. Let's see if I have any limonite that I can pull from the campfire. Nope, I don't. Okay. So I'm going to have to find a deposit of limonite and not smelt it. But yeah, as you can tell, the crafting system is pretty complex. I mean, I'm sitting here going, I need to do this, but then I need to do this first. But I can't do that until I do this. But I can't do this until I do the other. So for crafters, to be perfectly honest, even if you hate PvP, think PvP shouldn't exist, yada yada yada, which I don't. I don't do PvP, but I absolutely love my PvP gaming brothers and sisters. However, the crafting component of this game is probably going to keep you busy for a while. And yes, it's going to take you out into PvP zones, so you're going to have to deal with that at some point. My biggest tip for that is if you know you're going to go out into an area where there's PvP, to gather materials or do whatever you need to do for crafting, you probably want to drop off as much stuff as you can in your depot before you leave. Because the less stuff you have on you, the less things people have that they can take from you. And of course, you might discover that you can beat people in PvP. Or you might discover that, like me, you're probably just going to die. And then you're going to go laugh about it later because, oops, you weren't careful. It's empty. No. Muad'Dib. Somebody named the container Muad'Dib. Okay, that's funny. I did not know you could name the containers. Wow, I got stuck in there. And two, Muad'Dib. I don't think this is the right game, world universe. I guess you could call it that. The right universe for that name, but I like it. I won't lie. Yes, I do like, and don't laugh, I do like the old 1980s version of the movie Dune. I know it was not the best movie ever. In fact, it was kind of bad. But I do like it. Sorry. Not sorry. But we have somebody doing some crafting in here, or gathering. So I won't be gathering the cereal right now, and they already got the wool. Okay. Oh, but you know what? I see that I do need is this limonite. I'm going to grab that. Alright. A couple other smaller issues that came up, well, maybe not so small, was a bug where you would buy something in the auction house, and then when you went to collect it from the auction house, it would not move to your bag. Now, I actually did run into that bug buying a recipe. It did finally resolve. I was actually able to get the recipe that I bought. But, yeah, that was an issue, and quite frankly, that was not the funnest issue ever. There's also been a lot of questions about horses in the game because I'm not sure they have made it clear that you don't have to buy a horse, and there are no NPC merchants to buy horses from. You either buy it from a player who has tamed a horse and is selling it, or you find one out in the wild and tame it, which is its own tricky little mini game. I've managed it on the legacy character, although her horse is probably old now because apparently horses age. I have seen a few people mention falling into the world, so I guess there are a few holes in the world that you can accidentally fall into. That's probably not the goodest thing ever. Okay, somebody else already got that. Probably this person that's doing the same loop that I usually do. Hello, random stranger. I hope you're having fun. I will grab that. He missed an herb. But yeah, it is nice to see other people, even if it is if it does mean that I can get less materials, it's still nice to see other people in the world. And I think as of let's last look, there are almost 1,900 people in the game. And while some people might say that that's a very small number for an MMO, and it is, up until launch, I'll be honest, the game was barely seeing 300 to 400 people. I'm hoping that over time, the developers will expand on the content, add more to the game. Did you kill the sheep? Usually the sheep are there. I think he killed... You're not supposed to kill the animals. You're supposed to get stuff from them. Oh my goodness. Oh well, I was going to get some wool, but he has apparently killed the animals. He killed the pigs, he killed the sheep. You're supposed to leave the sheep alive so you can get wool. Not kill them. Still, we got what we came for. We got some more limonite, which means we can make our sickle. And is this empty? Yeah, container is empty. I don't know if those periodically refill, but I have gotten most of the gear that Miss Elowen's wearing, and the shield, and a couple of weapons, and several recipes out of these chests, so I like to at least stop and check. And I'm starting to remember where some of these things are. Not every single one of them. Rite of Trinity will start soon. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like it's probably interesting. Container is empty. So yeah, if you feel like running around and checking chests periodically for different things, like I said, recipes and stuff. Ah, reinforced loot. Ooh, beeswax, I will take that. A jewel, I will take that. A mercenary's axe, I will take that. Okay. I will have to see if that mercenary's axe is better than the one I'm using currently. But that beeswax was very important. I don't even know if I have enough storage for it. Okay, so It does look like this is the same exact mercenary's axe as I'm using. I will put that in here, along with this chest piece, which is the same exact one that I'm using. So when those wear out, I have a spare. Probably not the brightest idea, but eh. And I will put this beeswax in there. Alright. So now, what did we need to make a sickle? And of course, we're in town. We can go over here to this weaponsmith workshop. Billets. Yes, we have everything we need. So now we can create one sickle. One apprentice sickle. Now we have that we can use instead of an iron knife, because this is much nicer for gathering plants and stuff. Actually, let's move all these over. And we'll put this little knife in here. And, you know, even if somebody were to kill me in PvP, it's not like I have anything overly important or special. Right? Oh. And because I am in heavy gear, using certain weapons becomes ineffective. So if I were to try to use the sickle as a weapon, it will tell me that my armor is too heavy. The same for the knife, same for the bow. So the armor you wear is actually important to the damage you do with certain weapons. That's something else to keep in mind. I know this is a little all over the place, and I'm sorry about that, but I am bringing these things up as I think of them or as they present themselves to me. So I think most of the problems with the launch boil down to firewall, character creation, and logging in. Problems with getting items you bought in the auction house. There was an issue with not being able to gather materials or getting drops from mobs you killed, but that was resolved. And the occasional person saying they can either not complete a quest or they've fallen through the world. I'd say for the most part now, things are fine. And, oh, you've got that. Okay. They're using a pole arm. I have a spear, but I don't really like using it. One, it looks really weird. Two, it's a very specific tool. Let me switch to it. Well, I was able to kill him by beating him over the head with it, but it seems to be mainly made for, where is it? Right here. Mainly made for piercing. So you have to be able to do stab damage, which is like which I can never seem to do when I actually want to do it. I can do it when I don't need to do it. There we go. Nope. There we go. Got him. Okay, so I'm not close enough. Oh, are you about bad guy too. You are. Hi. That's probably why I like using a sword, because or a mace, because I like swinging things. It is quite clear I prefer to swing a weapon than use it as a pointy stick. Well, it is kind of handy to use that way. Wow. We have quite the attack. Where'd all you yokels come from? Well, I mean, while you're here, I might as well farm you some material. You know what? I am going to switch back to the sword. Defeat it, bandit. Alright. Let's get rid of some of these guys. Loot them. Maybe try not to die in the process. Okay. They're all gone. That was fun. Wasn't what I was expecting to do. Oh, they're back. Oh, wow. Where are all of you coming from? Alright, let's get this stuff and get out of here before the next batch shows up. I don't want any trouble. Okay, I guess this is just going to be a continuous battle for a little while. All these guys that they're fighting are like either really young guys or old guys. I just gained the recipe for a hunting knife. Alright, last one. Wow. Fine. Is this herbs? It is. Okay, I'll take them. Y'all seem to have that under control. I'm gonna go this way. So what all did we just get out of that? We got 5 fabric scraps, 3 iron scraps. This is what I was talking about. You can make iron lump with that. Some thin leather scrap. A recipe that I already know for a hunting knife. He actually hit me. Well, I will give you credit for that one. You hit me. Alright, so we accomplished a challenge, so let's go ahead and take our reward. And that one came under combat. We have defeated 50 bandits. We've actually defeated 61 bandits now. And our reward is 2,208 XP and 10 contribution points. Now that's one I'm not sure what it is. Contribution points, although I'm assuming that has something to do with the faction you're in, which in my case, I am part of the Sangmar Empire. So maybe that goes towards some sort of a points board or something. You can repair some stuff. One of the items you're trying to repair is badly damaged. Its durability won't return to full value. Do you want to continue anyway? Yes, I know. It would be the pickaxe. So I will have to make another one of those. Okay. Okay, I just noticed somebody complain about something new. And that had to do with lag on horseback. So the servers are pretty much stressed at the moment because I don't think they were expecting the amount of load that they're getting. I mean, they were hoping for it, and I think a lot of their issues have come from that. Okay, so I need to get to engineering level 5 in order to make one. Like I said, this crafting system, if you like the challenge of crafting with a system that's going to put you through your paces and not make it super duper easy, you'll definitely like this. But yeah, so Gloria Victis. It's a PvP world with an extensive crafting system, horse taming and riding, some PvE, a lot of jank, some definite issues from release, but a lot of potential. And I will be keeping my eye on this game in the future to see where it goes, how it progresses, and let me know in the description box. Do you think this game has a chance at a solid future, or is it a fail? And until next time, bye for now.